Howdy y'all, it's iChip at 45LC here this afternoon. Going to be trimming some 223 brass, and we're going to see how this camera angle works. I got it hanging above my bench so y'all can actually see me trim this brass. I've already sized and deprimed it and just got to trim it down to size. Put it in the, I've got a Lyman lathe type case trimmer. Got the 223 guide in there. Slip it in, give it a few turns. You'll see the brass stop coming off of it. You know you're done. After that, it leaves this really sharp edge around it, so you need to trim that off. I got a little deburring tool here. One side, the conical side here, does the inside of the case. You know, and it's not a bad process, it's just very time consuming, very tedious. Give it a couple little spins and brass is all cleaned up, sized and ready to go. As you can probably notice in that little bucket there, I've got tons of brass shavings. That's because I just finished doing all these. But I'm not done yet. I've still got to size all this and all this. So I probably got about another 100 rounds to do. I'm going to take you through a couple more here. So again, it's a Lyman lathe type case trimmer. Put your shell in, lock it down in case it isn't going anywhere. Slip this in, give it a few turns till you stop seeing the brass come off of it. And since it does leave that little lip around there, it's kind of hard to get it out, the pilot. And again, very sharp edges around here, so we're going to just trim that off. And this is just one of many steps in reloading 223 brass. Again, all this is sized and deprimed, so all I got to worry about now is getting it down to the size that I want it. I trim mine down to 1.755 inches. The upper limit on this is 1.7598. That's the bottom to the top of the casing. That's the maximum length. Of course, I like to stay underneath that so I know every round chambers. If you go over the overall maximum length when you're reloading ammo, it does affect the chambering of the bullet. So pay close attention to that when you're making your ammo. My last trip out, I had a few rounds that would not chamber, and I came back and I found out that the case was just a couple of thousandths of an inch too long, and that made the difference in whether the round chambered or didn't. So overall length is very important. So as you can see, this isn't a bad process. It's pretty quick. The most tedious part of it is deburring the brass. But you can really crank some out if you got the time. And the reason I have so much to do this week, I try to go shooting every few weeks, and since then I've been out twice and I haven't reloaded anything, so I've got quite a buildup of stuff to do here. So we're going to call this the last one. Again, just keep turning it till you see brass stop coming off of it. Again, got a really sharp edge right here, so give it a couple of quick turns with your deburring tool. And there are better deburring tools out there. In fact, one that I generally use for the inside of the brass is my drill. I don't even have to turn it on, just turn it around a couple of times and wham, it's done. I'm going to show you once with that real quick while I still got you here. Move it out the way for a second. So, can you see this? And then just give it a couple of quick turns here, and that does the inside. Of course, then you have to use the deburring tool to get the outside, and voila, there's another piece of trim brass. Anyway, hope y'all learned something. Hope that helps make things easier for you. Y'all come back now, you hear?